For most of us, doing the dishes is not our favorite thing to do, ever. Especially if you're constantly buying new sponges or working with one that's maybe gotten a little nasty over time.
And this morning's Does It Work product promises to be the last sponge you'll ever want. That seems like a pretty high commitment. But Shane Kanicki stopped by the kitchen at Chicken Max to put it to the test.
The Better Sponge is a non-abrasive silicone scrubber that claims its 3,000 tiny silicone fingers will clean stuck-on grime while also helping grab hot things out of the oven and popping off tough lids. To test the claims of the Better Sponge, we stopped by Chicken Max on Greenwich and asked District Manager Jesse Vanderpool to see if the Better Sponge cleans up.
They are a lot different than your normal sponge. They're like mesh, like a mesh feeling, you know?
We start our test with some dirty dishes left out overnight just for us. Jesse tackles a bin that once held gravy and tries washing it with a regular sponge.
Definitely got to scrub on the gravy a little bit.
He thinks it does an okay job. He switches to the Better Sponge.
You know, the Better Sponge was a little easier. Like I said, I didn't have to scrub as hard on the regular sponge.
And it appears the Better Sponge didn't leave any scratches or marks as well. Now, the commercial for the product shows the difference between it and a regular cleaning product by rinsing it off, then squeezing it underwater to demonstrate how the Better Sponge doesn't hold as much gunk. We do that, and it does appear the regular sponge made our water a little murky.
That one, you can tell it is dirtier.
We try again and tackle a pan of cheese sauce. Rinse both off, then wring them out. But this time, after rinsing, the cheese sauce proves a little tough. Both still have particles of sauce left in them. The Better Sponge also claims to be useful not just for cleaning, but for opening jars.
Yep, it opened. It opened.
It also promises to double as a heat-resistant pot holder.
The rack, it is 239 degrees in there. Is that hot on your fingers?
Not at all. It didn't do too bad. You know, as far as the grease and stuff like that, I think that the Better Sponge, you know, held up a little bit better when we got to the cheese sauce. You know, the regular sponge probably did a little bit better job opening the jar of pickles. You know, it did give me a little bit better grip.
Okay.
So for some other people, it might definitely help them. As far as the heat goes, it had no problem. I felt nothing.
Does the Better Sponge work?
It's not bad. It can work.
For Does It Work, I'm Shane Kanicki.
I might have to get that. I'm kind of hooked after watching that.
Yeah, he never said like a definitive yes, though. He was just like, it can work.
It can.
You know, like he kind of like wrote around, he said around it a little bit, but you never know.
The Better Sponge comes in 3 different styles and is dishwasher safe.
Coming up on today's show, our summer series with 702 Communications continues today, and we'll check in live with Chris Berg as we learn about some great walk-around game apps.